Should you combine your work and your personal tasks into a single system, one place? This is a question that I get asked all the time. And so I thought that I would take a moment to answer it. So, should you combine all those work tasks, all the personal tasks? Do they go in one place or do they go in two places? The answer is it depends. I know that's not a super satisfying answer, so I want to tell you why. So there are a number of factors that are going to go into whether you're going to keep everything all in one place or whether you're going to have separate places where work and home lives. And it depends on things that are in your brain and it depends on your external circumstances as well. So some of the things that you might want to consider when you're thinking about this are one, whether you are a segmenter or an integrator. And let me preface this by saying, in the middle of a pandemic, I know this is about to be a real ridiculous distinction, but so think back to the pre times, the before times. So do you like that super integration of work and home, like fluidity, doing work tasks and doing home tasks and doing work tasks? Did you like that before you had to do it all the time, right? So we're not talking about pandemic Zoom school and trying to get your work done. I don't think anybody likes that. But do you really like that fluidity? Before you didn't mind taking your work home on the weekend. You didn't really mind, doing work-related stuff or doing home-related stuff during the workday. If you liked that fluidity, then you're an integrator, and you might want to have one place where everything lives. Now, if you really like hard boundaries, you like to separate work and personal, and I know that's just not possible right now, but if you would prefer a lot greater boundaries between work and home, then having two systems might be something that you want to consider so that you don't have to look at your personal tasks during the workday. And you don't have to look at your work tasks on the weekend. You never see them. That might be something that you like. Now, some other factors to consider are really about the external environment. So thinking about, do you use a task system at work, something that you're using with other people? So maybe you are using Asana or Trello or Jira or something like that. You're using that at work. You're collaborating with other people. Now, do you want to introduce your personal tasks into that system? Or does that just not sound very good to you for any number of reasons? So it could be for privacy, right? Even though you can create typically private tasks in different systems, the company still owns the data. And so do you really want to, I don't know, put that birthday, anniversary, whatever gift for your spouse in your work task system, even if it's segmented as private? Maybe you don't care. Maybe it's just easier to do it that way. Maybe you don't like that, right? So think about the privacy aspect. You also want to think about the portability aspect. Let's say you leave your job at some point. Do you want to have the headache of taking all of that personal stuff out of your work task system to get it into another system? So if you're using something at work already, you're likely going to keep using that for work stuff. So do you want your personal stuff in it or not? Right? That's another thing to think about. Now, another thing you might want to consider is how you actually do the work, right? So, are you someone who kind of intersperses work and personal tasks during the day? You do them kind of, doesn't really matter whether it's work time or personal time, you're doing one or the other. Then you might have it all in one place because it's easier to just see everything in the order that you're going to do it. If you actually do home tasks on weekends and in the evenings, and you don't do those during the workday and vice versa, then it might be better to have them in two places so that you don't get confused looking at work tasks when it's the weekend and you're not planning to do them anyways, etc. And then there's another factor to this, which is, can you just use one system but separate out the work and the home tasks? And the answer is yes, you can do that. So most task systems, most task apps will let you go ahead and either using filters or tags, or some of them have like smart lists and different views, be able to put everything all in one place so you don't have to have two separate apps and then separate that out. So yes, even if let's say you're not using anything specific to work, you just want to have one system, one app where you put everything, but you want your work tasks and your personal tasks in there so you don't have to learn two different systems. Maybe you're not, super tech savvy and you don't want to learn these two separate systems. You can have them all in one, but you can just filter them separately that way so that you can see them how you want to. Now, people always ask me, "What do you do? What do I do? What I want to do what you do, right?" And I think that's not. I'm going to caveat this with saying, you don't want to do what I do necessarily because I'm different than you and I have different circumstances. I have a different brain. You have your own circumstances. You have your own brain. But I know that this is a question you might be thinking of, so I will answer it. And it is that I am a hard segmenter, and so I have two separate systems. I use one app for my home life, and I use one app for my work life. And I do that for a number of reasons that work really well for me. But one of them is that Like, I just know myself, and I don't even want to chance seeing a work task on the weekend in one system because I might do it, right? I don't want to do that. So I just want those boundaries. I want those hard boundaries. Even though pre-pandemic I worked for myself still, I worked at home still, all of it's happening in the same space, but I really like to have that strong mental boundaries between work and home. So I personally, I use two systems, but that is not right for everyone. It might not be right for you. So think about those factors that I mentioned today. So portability, privacy, whether you're an integrator or a segmenter, how tech savvy you are when you're thinking about whether you should put all your tasks in one place or whether they should go in two places. If you have any questions, burning questions about productivity that you would like me to answer, go ahead and drop them into the comments, or maybe even shoot me an email if you're over there on my website at alexishasselberger.com. Let me know what I can answer for you.
Hey, it's always the video editor of this video. I just want to tell you guys to like and subscribe because not many people that watch our videos are actually subscribed. And just check if you're subscribed. You might think you are, but you're not. And if we can hit 15 likes on this video, it would be really great. And I just want to give you a reminder to like and subscribe because it really helps.